silver one. I am finally to the point where I can weld on those brackets back on the bumper that I got for my truck. So I got everything set up back here. Let's see if I can make 3 pieces of metal, 1 big piece of metal. And here we are set up back here. I have done a little bit of prep work. I have sanded, actually used my bench grinder to sand a little bit right here. I think I actually forgot to do this side. I need to actually do that side before I start welding. But I got both sides beveled. I'm gonna do this side first, and then lay a bead on this side, and then grind my welds down flat so you don't really see them. But I got it set up. I got everything. See, this side's ready. That side's ready. I just need to sand a little bit more with my air grinder and get that all clean, and then I can go to town on it. I got my welder set up right here. Got everything good, so let me get everything set up and let's see if I can get this done. Okay, looks like my welding lead was a little bit kinked. All right, let's do it. Decent weld, but I was too high. Let me get a brush and brush that off. I will be right back. All right, the weld is actually looking good. I was just too high. Now let me see if I can actually go under that and actually weld where I need to weld. Still a little bit too high. I am not very good with a MIG welder. Plus, it's kind of odd right here. I probably should do it the other way around, but let me see. Go back at it again. Brush it off. Kind of walked a little bit on that one, but it's looking good. Looking good. I actually got all the way in the groove on that one. Perfect all the way across. Let me do a couple more tacks on the end right here. Okay. Now, for a test. Did I get enough penetration into the metal? Oh, trying to back up. There we go. I think I did it. The welds don't actually, this weld right here doesn't actually look that bad. It actually looks really, really good. This other side got kind of a little boogered, so I'm gonna grind down this side a little bit to make sure I don't have to touch it up, and then I'm gonna go to the other side. All right, these welds actually look really good. They look very good. And I think if I didn't have good penetration, that would have already fallen off. I like it. I did want to point out, zoom out. I did want to point out that I'm not going to be pulling anything with this bumper. This bumper is just going to look pretty on the truck and hold the license plate. I'm still going to try to figure out a way to hook up the receiver hitch that I actually have under here and use that, since that's bolted directly to the frame and doesn't have any weld spots like that, because I still don't really trust my welds, because that's the first really good weld, at least it looks like a good weld, that I've done in a long time. This weld is just to keep the bumper on the truck. That's it. So let me get set up on the other side and we'll get that one on. All right, here is the other side. Oh, and I did want to mention, back up a little bit. There we go. I did want to mention that I do have my battery disconnected and my Mallory Unilite distributor unplugged. I don't want to mess up any of the electronics welding with this sitting on the back of the tailgate, because I don't know if there's any residual frequencies or power going through the truck with this sitting back here. So all my battery and my distributor are disconnected. So this fell down, so let me get that back up there and make sure that's straight. That's good. And let's get back at it. Hopefully I can make these other two look as good as the second weld on the other one. You know, it'd really help if I turned on the welder. A little bit high on that one. Need to touch that one up. There we go. Touch this spot up right here a little bit. Let me get the ends. Trying to get where you're trying to do this where y'all can see me doing it. Trying not to block. All right. It looks good. My brush. Not bad. Let me touch up this far corner a little bit. Oh, didn't want to do that. There we go. That don't look half bad. Considering this is I think this is the third or fourth time I've ever used an actual MIG welder with gas. I don't think that's too bad. Let me go to the other side now. All right, now we're set up over here. Let's get this last one done. Once again, I was a little bit high there. Let me hit it. Oh, let me brush it off. I was good on the first part, but then I kind of raised up a little bit. Let me hit it in a couple more spots just to make sure. It's probably okay, but I'm going to hit it a couple more spots. Maybe been a little close for that one. I wanted to run over that first part again. Okay, let me do the hammer test again. Welder off. I think it passed. Nice. Let me clean up my welds a little bit with the grinder, trying to knock off some of the slag or dingleberries, whatever you want to call them. But yes, the brackets are back on here, which means now I have the fun of trying to get off the remnants of the welded on bracket that was from the old bumper that was on here when I got the truck. So let me see if I can get that knocked off and get this on the truck. Here is the mess that I need to get off the inside of the frame rail, because the bumper actually bolts on the outside right here, and I got a weld right there that I have to cut. I think there might be one down here, but I don't think it's really attached very good. So once I cut this one, I should be able to start beating on this side to wedge it, and then pretty much break the rest of the welds, because there's one up top right here, and I think there's one at the back I might have to cut. and this one at the front, and that should be it. I think it's the same way on this side too. I'll just have to work on that. I'm not going to have this on camera because this is very tight, close quarters, and you're not going to really be able to see anything. Okay, I was not able to get those metal to get this metal off, so I was able to get this one bent over a little bit. I don't know what kind of steel this is, but this is some very, very strong steel. I wanted to bend it over and then just kind of eventually go back and forth and work hard in it and actually break it off, but that is not going to happen with this. But I was able to free up that hole, and I can fit my fingers around to get the nut on. Then I just drilled through the other hole, drilling through this metal. I did that on both sides. I didn't even try to take the welds off on that one because I knew I wouldn't be able to, because the grinder would not fit. Show you, the grinder would not fit in here to cut the welds without hitting the frame and other stuff. So I got the holes drilled. The bumper is ready to go on. So let me set up the camera, and y'all can see it being put on the truck for the first time. All right, I got the bumper positioned and ready. Let me see if I can get this by myself. This thing is heavy. One, two. Oh, this is looking good. Very nice. There we go. Step back and look at that. That is awesome. That is the bumper I want on this truck. Still needs some work. I'm going to be, before I paint it, I'm actually going to be replacing this top piece. So it looks nice, because the main structure of the bumper is actually good. It's just that top piece needs to be replaced. So let me get those done. Let me get those nuts tightened up. Well, here it is, the finished product for now. I am going to absolutely love having this bumper on here, even with the rust holes. Yes, I know I need to get to that, but I'm gonna find somebody that can put a 90 degree in some diamond plate for me, and then cut the shape and weld it back in. But there it is, and I had to drill the license plate holes down a little bit to clear the tailgate, but everything's good, everything's nice. And just so I can see what it looks like, I'm going to set my 1970 Mississippi farm truck license plate right there, and it's actually shorter than the new plate, so that's going to be even be more clearance. But yes, the bumper is on, and that's the bumper I've always wanted on this truck. It fits the antique truck because it's an antique bumper. For those of y'all who might not know what the bumper was that was on this truck when I got it, I'm going to splice in a picture here so you can see the hideousness of it. I could not stand looking at that bumper on this truck, so I cut it off and ran without a back bumper until I could get me one of these. And I finally have one. It's on here and looks very nice. The spacing, I might have to work on the spacing a little bit. Over here, I've got about a finger width, and over here, I don't have very much at all. So, but the important thing is it's on and the tailgate opens with no problems. So there it is. Well, there it is. There's my bumper installation on my truck. The welder worked very nicely. Laid down some nice beads. I could probably use it to haul something, but like I said, I'm not going to trust my welds since those are really the first decent, halfway decent welds I've done in a very long time. So I'm gonna find out a way to either reuse the receiver hitch that I already have, or find another one that would work better. But there it is. If you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.